My beloved child, do not turn away from this moment. Archangel Michael is standing right now at the doorway of your destiny with a sealed message from God. A hidden scroll of truth has been placed within your spirit, and it is trembling with urgency. What you are hearing is not random, not accidental, not meant for the crowd. It was written with your name in mind. That strange pull you feel in your chest is heaven pressing gently but firmly, urging you to open what has been waiting for you before it disappears. This is the hour where hesitation becomes costly and awareness becomes power. Archangel Michael declares that the final alert has sounded, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. What heaven is releasing now carries both warning and blessing, and timing matters more than ever. This is not a message to be saved for later. This is a moment that asks for presence. When heaven speaks with this intensity, it is because something irreversible is approaching. Understand what is happening around you even if you cannot see it yet. Unseen forces are moving, and a battle you never noticed has been unfolding for your name, your inheritance, your future. Archangel Michael has been contending on your behalf, holding ground you could not defend on your own. He is declaring that a hidden connection tied to your life is coming into the light. Someone's concealed actions, long kept in shadow, are about to be revealed, and when truth arrives, it will not whisper. It will arrive with force. Do not mistake the racing of your heart for fear. That acceleration is recognition. Your spirit knows this moment matters. You are here because you were meant to be here before the clock reaches its turning point. Angels are already preparing the shift that follows your willingness to stay. Heaven rearranges when you choose not to look away. Lean closer, because this unveiling is not random, it is appointed. Every word you are hearing forms a thread in a design woven long before you questioned your path. Heaven does not repeat itself without reason. The scroll now opening before you is delicate yet powerful, alive with movement, written with intention. Archangel Michael warns that delay carries danger, not because blessing is fragile, but because opportunity has seasons. The weight you feel pressing on your chest is not pressure from the world. It is alignment. This word has reached you at the exact hour it was meant to arrive. Those late-night questions you whispered when no one else was listening were heard. They rose beyond silence, and an answer was prepared. That answer is finding you now. Many distractions were sent to keep you from this point. Weariness, busyness, restlessness, all designed to dull your awareness. But what was ordained for your life could not be blocked. Archangel Michael stands as guardian at your threshold, refusing to let this window close unnoticed. Heaven is insisting that you see clearly now. A season of hidden truth is breaking open. Someone you trusted concealed pieces of the story, and that concealment shaped doubts you were never meant to carry. Light is coming, and though it may shake you briefly, it will free you completely. What was planted through deception will lose its power when truth stands revealed. If you feel your spirit leaning forward, this message is for you. Not everyone will recognize themselves in these words, but you did. That recognition is not emotional, it is spiritual clarity. Archangel Michael has stood near you more often than you realize, intervening when outcomes could have gone another way, shielding you when loss threatened to define you. The urgency you sense is real because time is moving. Heaven's doors open with intention, not indefinitely. Opportunities aligned with destiny respond to readiness. The chill you felt, the sudden stillness, the awareness washing over you, these are confirmations, not imagination. Heaven marks truth with sensation when words alone are not enough. Know this with certainty: what has been prepared for you exists already. Hidden blessings, reserved provision, answers stored in unseen rooms. The key has always been faith expressed through attention and obedience. Remaining present now matters. Many leave just before clarity arrives, stepping away moments before direction is revealed. Stay with this word, because each line carries you deeper into understanding. The longer you remain, the clearer the path becomes. Archangel Michael has placed his sword of light before you, not as a threat, but as a signal. The time has come for truth to stand fully revealed, for confusion to release its grip, and for direction to replace doubt. What unfolds next will not end the way you expect. It will not mirror old patterns or repeat past disappointments. This chapter moves forward with awareness, strength, and choice. You are not being rushed, you are being invited to step consciously into alignment. Remember this moment, because it marks a turning point. Not because everything changed instantly, but because you chose to listen when it mattered. And as clarity continues to unfold beyond this point, you will recognize how this awareness prepared you to receive what follows. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. The veil is thinning and the door is shaking because heaven has decided this cannot wait any longer. Your name is written in fire where no shadow can erase it, and that is why you were guided here. This is not ordinary timing. This is precision. Everything that was concealed is pressing upward, demanding to be revealed, and this word is the key loosening what has been bound for too long. Listen closely to what your life has been repeating back to you. The same faces, the same patterns, the same wounds did not return by accident. Archangel Michael declares it was not chance, it was warfare. Tonight the direction of that battle changes. The heaviness in your chest, the trembling you feel, is your spirit recognizing truth as light touches it and shadows scatter. Stay present, because endurance determines the portion you receive. This word is not rushed medicine, it is healing that works breath by breath. Those who remain to the end receive clarity, while those who leave too soon carry questions back into silence. Lean closer, because what follows is meant to reach the hidden places. Archangel Michael sets his sword of light before you as a sign, not a threat. He says the time has come for truth to stand fully revealed. The door shakes because what is behind it is ready. Heaven cannot risk you missing this moment, so the message presses forward with urgency and care. A hidden letter has been delivered and it carries your name. It holds inheritance and authority, and resistance is loud because opening it changes everything. Time is moving. The sand is slipping. This alert was given so you would know you were warned and prepared. Mercy surrounds you, but the clock advances. Your family line has carried chains, and that weight tried to settle on you. But you were chosen to interrupt it. Resistance increased because your obedience does more than free you, it releases those who come after you. Do not mistake doubt for disqualification. The enemy only fights what threatens his ground. Heaven saw what you thought no one noticed. Every tear you shed in quiet was counted. Archangel Michael stood near when your strength shook, whispering courage. Those tears were not wasted, they were gathered as seeds that will bloom into evidence you can see. A blessing written with your name is already moving toward you. Angels guard its path, but alignment matters. Staying awake to this moment keeps you positioned to receive. If your heart burns as you listen, that is confirmation. Heaven is marking you, and this is only the beginning. Hear this clearly as the accuser's lies are erased. False lines written over your story are being removed, and a new chapter opens with authority. You will not remain where you were. The pit was never your grave. The valley was never your destination. The hand of God is lifting you. Feel the calm pressing back against the storm within you. That settling is protection. That quiet strength is assurance. You are safe, seen, and chosen. The miracles assigned to you are not distant, they are near, closer than your breath. Urgency rises again because delay costs clarity. Another veil lifts with every moment you remain. This is not entertainment, it is encounter. Heaven repeats only when the matter is critical, and this alarm is sounding to awaken, not to frighten. Archangel Michael raises his sword and the light intensifies. Do not turn away. This word is targeted, personal, and precise. Silence once pressed on you like a cloak, but that silence was preparation, not absence. Every cry was stored. Every pause refined you. You have been tested and stretched because capacity was being built. What is coming requires steadiness, wisdom, and courage. The pressure you endured shaped those qualities in you. Now the shaping gives way to movement. Watch for shifts that confirm alignment. Conversations will change tone. Paths will open without strain. Understanding will replace confusion. What once resisted you will yield, not by force, but by order. This is how heaven moves when timing meets obedience. Not loud at first, but unmistakable as it unfolds. You will recognize the pattern because peace accompanies it. When it arrives, you will know you were prepared, not surprised. Hold this truth as the final layers lift. What was hidden is coming into view. What was delayed is stepping forward. What was questioned is being confirmed. And as clarity settles, you will understand why this moment found you exactly when it did. Remain steady as destiny completes its approach. The door that shakes is about to open, the letter that traveled is about to be read, and the truth that waited is about to stand. This is the hour awareness becomes action and preparation becomes fulfillment. You have been placed in rooms where love was promised but betrayal was delivered, and yet you are still standing. You walked beside people whose smiles were gentle while their intentions were sharp, and still you survived. That survival is not luck, it is evidence of divine covering. You should not even be here, yet unseen hands intercepted what was meant to end you. If a chill runs along your arms right now, receive it as confirmation. Heaven is closer than your next breath. Archangel Michael says the truth that was buried is rising, the inheritance that was taken is returning, and the blessing that was delayed is being released. Hear this plainly and without fear. This is a final alert. Time is not endless, and the measure is precise. Heaven's clock is moving, and the sand is nearly spent. This is not meant to alarm you, but to awaken you. Turning away now risks forfeiting a breakthrough that has already been set in motion. There is someone in your life who carried secrets while standing close. They smiled while writing plans in the dark, and that contradiction weighed on your spirit. The moment of exposure is approaching. Do not be afraid of what is revealed, because revelation does not harm the innocent, it frees them. What comes to light will cut chains you assumed were permanent and will clarify who stood with you and who stood against you. Feel the burning in your chest and the tremor in your hands, because that is recognition, not fear. The Spirit presses gently yet firmly, marking this hour and urging you to stay present. Do not miss a word. Even now, Archangel Michael says he fought for your name and stood at the gates when erasure was attempted. Your miracle is nearer than you think. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. Your steps were ordered so you would not miss this moment. You could have passed by, but something tugged you here because what is being revealed now is the key to your turnaround. Remain attentive. The unfolding depends on awareness as much as timing. Archangel Michael says the letter is sealed with light and the window is narrow. Obedience in this moment determines momentum. Staying present opens doors, listening deeply accelerates what is already moving. As you remain, chains loosen. As you remain, blessings shift. As you remain, protection intensifies around what belongs to you. This is not merely a message, it is movement. Something is changing in your room, in your heart, in the unseen atmosphere surrounding you. You may not see it yet, but alignment is happening with precision. The chapter you feared would end in loss is being rewritten with clarity and strength. Heaven says your story is not finished and the ink is not dry. Light is returning where heaviness lingered. Direction is replacing confusion. The storm you endured is breaking, not because you forced it, but because its purpose is complete. Stay very still now, because the speaking continues. Archangel Michael's wings are spread wide, and the sound of heaven's call echoes over your path. This moment is neither mistake nor coincidence. You were guided here because the declaration has been made, it is time. You carried questions in secret places and wondered why pressure followed you while others moved freely. The answer is not punishment, it is calling. Your journey has been uncommon because what is being birthed through you reaches beyond you. Generations feel the impact of what you carry, and preparation was necessary. Archangel Michael says the final alert is sounding and delay is no longer an option. The heavenly record is open, and your name shines upon it. If your chest feels heavy, recognize it as alignment. If your body trembles, understand it as resonance. Your spirit knows when heaven speaks. Remain here, because what unfolds next decides delivery. Distraction scatters, presence gathers. Attention anchors what is already assigned to you. Hidden treasures do not drift to the inattentive, they are received by the ready. Watch for clarity to replace questions in rapid succession. Conversations will sharpen. Paths will simplify. What felt tangled will straighten without strain. Truth will feel clean and steady, not chaotic or confusing. This is how fulfillment approaches, quietly certain, unmistakably ordered. You are not being rushed into fear, you are being invited into awareness. The door that shook is opening because you are prepared to walk through it. Hold this truth as the moment completes itself. What was concealed is stepping into view. What was delayed is advancing. What was doubted is being confirmed. Stay present as destiny meets readiness, and let understanding finish its work. The hour has come for truth to stand, for protection to prevail, and for inheritance to find its way home. But their intentions were divided, and heaven is no longer allowing division to remain hidden. The Spirit says the exposure you are about to witness is precise, not chaotic. It will not come to shame you, but to separate truth from pretense so your path can finally be clear. What felt like confusion was actually restraint, holding things in place until you were strong enough to see without breaking. Now strength has arrived, and clarity is following close behind. Understand this deeply, revelation always feels intense right before it brings relief. That tightening in your chest is not danger, it is transition. You are crossing from endurance into understanding. What once drained you will no longer have access to you, because the doors that allowed that drain are being sealed shut. Michael stands watch as the shift occurs, ensuring that what leaves your life cannot return disguised as familiarity. Heaven is not rushing you into panic, it is calling you into readiness. Urgency does not mean fear, it means alignment. You are being aligned with truth at the exact moment it can serve you instead of overwhelm you. The timing is deliberate. Too early and it would have crushed you, too late and it would have cost you momentum. Now is the moment where revelation becomes empowerment. Those silent battles you fought when no one checked on you were not invisible. Each one trained your discernment. Each lonely night sharpened your awareness. You learned how to hear beneath words, how to sense shifts in atmosphere, how to survive without applause. These were not random hardships, they were preparation for a life that requires clarity and authority. The Spirit says what is coming next will feel sudden, but it has been building quietly for a long time. Acceleration often follows long restraint. What felt stalled was actually being stabilized so it could move without collapsing. You are about to notice momentum where there was resistance, cooperation where there was delay, and truth where there was confusion. This is not coincidence, it is consequence. Do not grieve the connections that fall away as truth rises. Some relationships were only meant to walk with you until a certain level of awareness. When awareness expands, alignment must change. This is not loss, it is refinement. What remains will be real, and what leaves was never meant to cross into what comes next. Michael declares that protection is active, not passive. You are not exposed during this unveiling, you are covered. What is revealed cannot harm you because it no longer has permission. The sword is not raised against you, it is raised for you, cutting cords you did not know were still attached. Pay attention now, because your intuition is sharpening rapidly. You will notice things without needing proof. You will sense truth without explanation. This is not imagination, this is discernment returning to its rightful place. You are remembering how to trust what you perceive without second-guessing yourself. The Spirit says the inheritance spoken of is not only external. Yes, circumstances will change, but more importantly, your internal position is shifting. You are moving from survival to stewardship, from reaction to direction. What you carry next requires stability, and that stability is being formed right now. This is why distraction feels louder than usual. When clarity is close, noise increases. Do not wrestle the noise, simply refuse to follow it. Staying present is enough. Every moment you remain grounded, something locks into place that cannot be undone. You are not late, and you have not missed your moment. You arrived exactly when your nervous system, your wisdom, and your spirit could hold what is being revealed. Earlier versions of you would have questioned it, explained it away, or blamed yourself for it. This version of you can receive it without collapsing. Heaven says the restoration coming will feel fair, not flashy. It will make sense. It will answer questions you stopped asking because you were tired of hoping. It will settle your spirit instead of overstimulating it. Peace will be the confirmation, not chaos. As truth surfaces, you will feel lighter even before anything visibly changes. That is how you will know this unveiling is aligned. Freedom always arrives internally first. External shifts follow what has already been resolved within you. Do not rush to explain what is happening to anyone. This season is not about being understood, it is about being aligned. Understanding from others will come later, after results speak louder than words ever could. Michael says the alert was not meant to frighten you, but to wake you gently before the door opened. You are awake now. Aware. Present. And because of that, what is meant for you will recognize you immediately. Stay steady as the final layers fall away. Nothing essential to your future is being removed. Only what could not survive truth is leaving. What remains will be strong enough to walk with you into what is next. This moment is not the end of the message, it is the turning point within it. From here, things begin to move with less resistance. You will not need to push as hard. You will not need to explain as much. What is aligned will come toward you naturally. Heaven's voice grows quieter now, not because it has finished, but because you are beginning to understand without words. Trust what is settling inside you. That calm is not emptiness, it is certainty taking root. You are not standing at the edge of loss, you are standing at the edge of clarity. And clarity, once received, cannot be taken from you. Because heaven itself pulled you to this place before distraction could steal the moment. What you are sensing right now is not pressure, it is precision. The truth rising is not chaotic, it is ordered. Heaven is not exposing to embarrass you, it is exposing to untangle you from what never belonged to your future. What was poison could not walk with you into promise, and what was false could not survive the light that is now flooding your path. Hear this clearly: protection often looks like disruption before it feels like peace. When masks fall, clarity rushes in, and clarity always rearranges relationships, routines, and expectations. Do not mourn what is being revealed. It is leaving so that space can finally open for what has been waiting. What hovered above you could not land while deception occupied the ground. Archangel Michael stands firm, not behind you but around you. This is not a moment of vulnerability, it is a moment of coverage. The sword is not raised in warning, it is raised in defense. Nothing revealed in this season has permission to wound you. Truth is stepping forward as a shield, not a weapon against you. Those nights when you questioned your own worth were not weakness, they were endurance. You carried confusion without becoming bitter. You carried pressure without becoming cruel. That restraint was not accidental, it was refinement. Heaven was watching how you handled what you did not yet understand, and that faithfulness is why the next door responds to you now. Urgency does not mean panic, it means alignment with timing. Heaven's clock is exact, not harsh. This moment did not arrive too early and it will not linger too long. You are here because your spirit is finally strong enough to receive truth without losing peace. That is why the unveiling comes now. The stirring in your chest is recognition, not fear. Your soul recognizes a moment it has waited for longer than your mind can remember. This is why leaving feels difficult and staying feels grounding. What is unfolding is answering questions you stopped asking out loud. Archangel Michael declares that silence was not absence, it was containment. You were not ignored, you were covered. You were not forgotten, you were preserved. Heaven hid you until your roots were strong enough to hold what is about to grow rapidly. Exposure without grounding would have overwhelmed you. Now grounding is complete. The exposure ahead is targeted, not reckless. Only what threatens your clarity will be revealed. Only what interferes with your alignment will be removed. This is not a season where everything collapses, it is a season where only what is false dissolves. Pay attention to how your discernment is sharpening. You will no longer need excessive proof. You will sense truth quickly and calmly. Confusion will lose its grip because your intuition is no longer fighting fear. That is how you will know this unveiling is divinely led. Heaven says the inheritance spoken of is not rushing, it is arriving clean. It comes without manipulation, without compromise, without you needing to chase it. What belongs to you recognizes you when you are still. That is why staying present matters more than striving. Do not mistake familiarity for alignment in this next season. Some voices will feel known but no longer fit. Some paths will look familiar but no longer open. This is not loss, it is accuracy. What remains will match who you are becoming, not who you had to be to survive. Archangel Michael speaks with authority because resistance has already been handled. The struggle you felt was not because you were weak, it was because something valuable was being guarded. Now the guarding shifts from endurance to possession. What you endured prepared you to hold what is released. Notice how peace begins to replace urgency inside you. That is the signal that truth is settling. Revelation that comes from heaven brings calm, not chaos. If peace is increasing, alignment is happening. You are not standing at the edge of collapse, you are standing at the edge of clarity. Clarity always feels intense just before it simplifies everything. Once the truth is known, energy returns. Focus returns. Direction returns. Heaven says this is the moment where false responsibility falls off you. You will no longer carry blame that was never yours. You will no longer over-explain to be understood. The truth will speak for itself. Archangel Michael declares that what is written for you does not require force. It requires presence. It requires steadiness. It requires trust in what is unfolding without rushing ahead of it. The reason distraction feels louder is because alignment is closer. Noise increases when clarity approaches. Let it pass. Staying is enough. This is not the end of the message, it is the shift within it. From here, movement becomes natural. Resistance weakens. Understanding deepens. What is being revealed will not shrink you, it will free you. You will not lose yourself in the truth, you will finally recognize yourself in it. Heaven's voice softens now because your spirit has caught up. You do not need to be convinced. You already know. Stay grounded as the final layers fall away. Nothing meant for your future is leaving. Only what could not walk with you forward is being released. You are not late, and you have not missed your moment. You arrived exactly when your strength could carry what comes next. This moment is not about fear or urgency anymore. It is about readiness. And readiness is what turns revelation into inheritance. And the words written on it are alive, moving even as you read. This is why your spirit feels alert, almost awake in a way that sleep could never give. Heaven is not whispering to you now, it is speaking plainly because clarity has arrived. What was confusing is becoming clear. What felt heavy is beginning to lift. You are not imagining this shift. It is the sound of alignment. Archangel Michael does not stand at doors that lead nowhere. If he is guarding this moment, it is because something irreversible is unfolding. The urgency you feel is not fear, it is timing. Heaven knows when a soul is ready, and readiness has found you. This is not pressure to rush, it is a call to remain present while truth completes its work. You are refined because what you are about to carry requires steadiness. If the fire had not come, the weight of what is released now would have crushed you. But you endured. You learned to breathe under pressure. You learned to trust without evidence. That training was not random. It was preparation for clarity without panic. Hear this with calm strength: exposure is not chaos, it is correction. What is being revealed is not coming to wound you but to remove what was silently draining you. False alliances cannot survive in truth's light. Misplaced loyalty cannot cross into alignment. Heaven is not taking anything from you that was meant to stay. Archangel Michael declares protection because protection is already active. Nothing revealed now has permission to harm you. You are surrounded, not vulnerable. What once hid in shadows loses power the moment it is seen. That is why peace follows truth when it comes from heaven. The battles did not follow you because you were weak. They followed you because you were carrying something worth interrupting. Resistance is not proof of failure, it is evidence of value. Empty paths do not attract opposition. Yours did because it mattered. Look at your survival honestly. You outlasted seasons that should have broken you. You emerged from situations that were designed to exhaust you. That endurance was not accidental. Heaven guarded you long before you understood why. Now the acceleration begins quietly, not loudly. What once resisted will move with ease. What once stalled will gain momentum. You will not need to force doors. They will recognize you when you arrive. Alignment removes strain. Archangel Michael speaks urgency not to alarm you but to anchor you. Moments like this do not repeat often because they complete cycles. When cycles close, clarity replaces confusion. This is a closing, not a warning. The reason your spirit feels steady while your mind races is because truth has already landed. Your soul recognized it before your thoughts could organize it. Let the thoughts catch up. Do not rush ahead of what is settling. You are not being asked to prove anything. You are being asked to remain. Remaining is how revelation finishes its work. Leaving early fragments understanding. Staying allows completion. Notice how the heaviness is giving way to resolve. Resolve is the sign that fear is losing ground. Fear questions. Resolve knows. That knowing did not come from effort, it came from alignment. Archangel Michael confirms that what was delayed was preserved. Nothing meant for you expired. It waited until you were strong enough to hold it without losing yourself. That strength is here now. This is why distraction feels louder than usual. Noise rises when clarity approaches. Let it pass. Staying still is enough. You do not need to fight the noise. Truth will outlast it. Heaven's timing does not rush, but it does not linger. This moment exists because you are ready, not because time ran out. Readiness is the key that opens what patience protected. The protection over your life did not end when the danger passed. It continues now as truth replaces uncertainty. You are not stepping into exposure alone. You are stepping into it covered. Archangel Michael's presence signals that the conflict is resolved. What remains is transition, not battle. Transition feels intense because identity is adjusting to clarity. You will soon recognize how much strength you gained without noticing. Situations that once overwhelmed you will feel smaller. Conversations that once unsettled you will lose their power. That is growth revealing itself. Do not measure what comes next by how long you waited. Waiting does not diminish reward. It matures it. What arrives now carries depth because it was not rushed. Heaven says the refinement is complete. The season of proving is over. You no longer need to justify your endurance. It speaks for itself. What is unfolding now will feel natural once it settles. Clarity always feels intense at first and peaceful afterward. Let it settle. Let it root. Archangel Michael stands as witness that nothing has been wasted. Not the tears. Not the confusion. Not the silence. Everything contributed to this moment's stability. You are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into coherence. Things will begin to make sense without effort. Understanding will replace overthinking. This is the difference between surviving and arriving. You survived the fire. Now you arrive at clarity. Heaven is not rushing you forward, it is grounding you where you stand. Grounding is what allows the next step to be taken without fear. What comes after this moment will not require constant defense. Truth holds its own ground. You will feel that shift. Archangel Michael declares the hour fulfilled, not ending. Fulfilled moments open pathways. Endings close them. This is an opening. Stay present as the final layer settles. Nothing more is required of you but awareness. You have arrived at the moment your endurance was preparing you for. And that arrival is quieter, steadier, and stronger than you imagined. The scroll remains open because you remained. But understand this clearly, beloved, urgency does not mean fear, it means alignment. What heaven is asking of you now is not panic but presence. When Michael speaks of the word being erased, he is not threatening loss, he is revealing timing. Some moments exist only because readiness has arrived, and this is one of them. That is why your spirit feels alert, steady, and stirred all at once. Heaven is not chasing you. It is meeting you. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them the movement has already begun." While your eyes still see the same walls, the unseen is rearranging the foundations. Angels do not wait for proof to act. They move on instruction. And instruction has already been released. Paths are shifting beneath the surface. Resistance is loosening its grip. What felt locked is already turning. Do not misread the quiet as nothing happening. Heaven often moves silently at first because silence protects momentum. Loud beginnings attract interference. This unfolding has been guarded carefully because it carries weight. That weight is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to establish you. The burning in your chest is not emotion, it is recognition. Your spirit knows when truth arrives. That vibration you feel is alignment settling into place. This is what happens when what was promised meets what was prepared. You are not being convinced. You are remembering. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them the enemy's noise is fading." Distraction was loud because distraction was the last defense. Confusion tried to slow you because clarity was approaching. But confusion cannot survive where understanding has landed. That is why peace is rising even before circumstances change. Exposure is not punishment, it is protection completing its work. What is coming into the light is not coming to shame you. It is coming to free you from carrying weight that was never yours. Some connections cannot follow you forward because they were built for a season that has closed. Heaven is not subtracting from you, it is refining what remains. Notice how your strength feels different now. You are not bracing yourself the way you used to. You are not scanning for danger. That shift is important. It means survival mode is ending. When survival ends, clarity begins. Archangel Michael says, tell them the inheritance is already secured. What is being unlocked is not fragile. It does not depend on approval. It does not rely on timing you control. It rests on a decision already made in the unseen. That is why fear has no leverage here. You are not late, and you are not early. You are exact. Heaven does not misplace people. The delays that frustrated you preserved what was meant to arrive intact. Had it come sooner, it would have been damaged by immaturity or distraction. Now it comes with stability. The reason endurance matters is because endurance completes revelation. Those who leave early do not lose everything, but they miss fullness. Fullness requires staying present while truth settles. That is what you are doing now. Archangel Michael says, tell them the doors are responding to their name. What once ignored you will recognize you now. Not because you changed, but because alignment has. Authority follows alignment, not effort. You do not need to force the next step. It will open as you arrive. The trembling you feel is not weakness. It is sensitivity returning after long resistance. You carried yourself through seasons where numbness was necessary to survive. Now sensation returns because danger has passed. Feeling again is a sign of safety. Heaven is not asking you to hold on harder. It is asking you to remain still enough to receive. Receiving does not require struggle. It requires trust. And trust is already growing in you, quietly and steadily. Archangel Michael says, tell them the final alert is clarity, not collapse. This is not the end of something good. It is the end of confusion. The end of cycles that repeated without explanation. The end of carrying questions that had no answers. Your inheritance is not limited to one area of life. It touches peace, direction, provision, and identity. That is why the preparation took time. Fragmented growth cannot hold integrated blessing. You are being shaped to receive wholeness. Look at how your breath feels right now. There is more room. More space. That is the body responding to safety. Heaven often speaks through peace before it speaks through proof. Archangel Michael says, tell them the river is already flowing. You do not need to make it move. You only need to step into its direction. Resistance ends when flow begins. You were never invisible. You were protected. Hidden seasons do not erase purpose, they preserve it. The silence you felt was not absence. It was covering. This is why the shift feels internal before it becomes visible. Heaven always changes the inside first so the outside does not shake you. When circumstances move, you will not lose yourself in them. You will remain grounded. Archangel Michael says, tell them their name is steady in the heavens. Not flickering. Not fading. Steady. That steadiness is now transferring into your life. You do not need to fear what comes next. What comes next recognizes you. It has been waiting for the version of you that can receive without fear. This moment is not about urgency to act, but urgency to remain aware. Awareness is what seals understanding. Understanding is what unlocks peace. You are not being rushed forward. You are being anchored where you stand so the next step carries no doubt. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them the seal is completing." Completion feels quieter than anticipation. That quiet is settling in you now. Let the truth finish landing. Nothing more is required. You are exactly where you need to be. Heaven has not finished with you. But what needed to end has ended. The scroll remains open because you remained.